Hey there YouTube fans, AC Productions here, and today I'm going to be showing you on how to remove an LED kit. Now you're wondering, why am I showing you the front part of my bike with the headlights? Well, honestly, these headlights look amazing, really cool, but it's pretty much not what's about the video. I just wanted to show you something on the bike that it doesn't look boring. But anyway, I was kind of hesitant to even make this video because who wants to have a video on how to remove all the LED kits? Most people would just cut the wires and be done with it. But since I do this for a living on installing LED glow kits and obviously doing custom headlights like this one, which I had showed you in the video. If you saw that one, if you didn't, here is a little link up here on top of the video to get to that video on how to install these plasma headlights. But anyhow, there is a process that goes to it. If you really want to get the LED installed on the bike correctly, there is a little bit more than just ripping LED strips off. Some LED strips will come off easy, some will give you a hard time. Even some people will even use glue to install these LED strips, so when you pull them off, there's a lot of that residue and everything that comes with it. So in this video, I kind of want to show you on the process that I use to actually remove the LEDs properly and to get them completely off the bike. If this is a LED install that you had on your bike, or if you bought a used bike and it came with an LED kit, in this video I'll show you how to remove that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, and let me show you how to properly remove these LED lights. All right, so first things first, we do need to get to the source of where the LED is connected, and that's pretty much underneath the driver's seat. Underneath the driver's seat is going to be the battery located, and in most cases where the wires for the LED kit is connected. So let's go ahead and first get to that. So we're gonna have to remove our passenger seat over here, remove our little center piece over here. You may have this one, you may have the other one, which is just the 4 screws, and you pop that out, and then we're gonna have to remove the seat. So let's go ahead and do that, and you guys do the same. All right guys, hopefully the fan is not too loud. I do have it on the low setting with the garage door closed, just because it is Labor Day weekend and people are just pretty much having a good time, but I don't want that good time to be moved into this video. All right, anyway, like I said, hopefully the fan is not too loud. All right, so now that you remove the seat, you can see that here's the control box for the LED kit for my bike. You may have a different one for your bike, or you may just have just a bunch of wires. As you can see, I have a bunch of stuff on my bike. I do have a lot of things connected to my bike. You may not have so much on yours. You may just have just a control box. Most people will just go ahead and clip all the wires, but you are left with these wires connected to the battery, and you definitely don't want that bulk of stuff on your battery if you don't need to have it on there. All right, so first things first, you're going to grab your cable, disconnect everything. I already kind of did that, but that's why I was hesitant to make this video, but I wanted to make a video so you guys know what to do on properly disconnecting everything off of your bike and get everything situated for maybe a brand new kit, or maybe you just don't want an LED kit on your bike at all. So this is the proper way of doing it. All right, so we're gonna go. We already had disconnected that. Well, I already disconnected all the LEDs, but you have these kind of connectors. Just go ahead and unplug all the LEDs. Once you do that, we're gonna go ahead and remove the screws, or partially remove, depends on the type of connectors you have, but pretty much you're gonna remove the screws from the battery, and then just pull out, look for the cables that are running from the control box. You most likely will have a red and black cable. Some control boxes have a blue cable. The blue cable is connected to the brake light wire on the bike. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna go ahead and remove this kit off the bike. Okay, now that I removed all the cables, as you can see, here's everything already removed. Here's the control box. Now we could just go ahead, and if the light kit still works, you can sell it. I mean, if the kit still works, you could probably sell it if the condition of the LEDs are not that bad. But if they're really bad and no good, then toss it and don't eat it. But if it's somehow salvageable, then just carefully take it apart, and maybe you could probably sell it on eBay or sell it to a friend that's looking to get an LED kit. Sell it for a budget price. I mean, obviously it didn't cost you anything or much at all if you bought the bike with it, or maybe you bought it back in the day or whatever. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and toss this in the garbage. Alright, so now we're at the back of the bike, and then I would say probably 99.9% of the time you are going to have LEDs here in the back of the bike. As you can see, my LEDs are kind of already falling apart. The stickiness is not really all that well, and yeah, it's already kind of time for a new LED kit. It could be the same on your bike, or you know, your bike could still have the strip pretty much on here, but you know, the LED strips are already kind of yellow. The casing is kind of yellow, and they just don't look that good, and you want to replace it with a fresh new one. For the most part, you're going to go ahead and grab your LED and just kind of, you know, pull on it. Most of the times they're probably just gonna fall off, honestly. Other than that, sometimes you may pull it, and they may you know, have really be a hard time to actually pull these guys off. But if you're not planning to sell the LEDs, you know, if you're just wanting to throw these in the garbage, just go ahead and yank them off and until they rip or whatever. Pull these off. Gonna go ahead and pull that one off. Obviously that fell out. But other than that, now you're left on some cases, not all cases, with a sticky residue, or even some of that tape that the LED was stuck on. Let me show you the tool that I use to remove the old residue from the LED tape. As you can see, there's a little bit on here and a little bit on this side. So let me show you the two things I use to remove the residue off of the old LED strips. Okay, so this is going to be the tools that you're going to need to get off all of the old sticky residue off of your bike from the LED strips. You're going to need a plastic scraper tool, something like this. I'll have a link in the description below of where I purchased these from. You're going to need some Goo Gone. There you go, Goo Gone, and a clean piece of paper. So we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of Goo Gone on the paper. Sorry for the overexposure in this, but I have the lights on so you guys can see it better. Okay, once you do that, you're gonna go ahead and kind of dab the area where it needs to be clean. You know, get some of that Goo Gone on there to absorb with the stickiness on both sides. Once you do that, this is where it's gonna get very tedious, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Get your tool and just start scraping away as much as you can on that gooiness. Sometimes it's gonna take a little while, and if anything, you may have to re-soak your paper towel with the Goo Gone and re-dab it on the stickiness. So this is where I said, guys, it's gonna get very, very tedious, especially if you're gonna be installing a brand new kit. You want to make sure that the surface where you're going to stick the LED kit is going to be nice and smooth, almost like nothing was ever there. So while I go ahead and scrape all of this nastiness off of my bike, you guys do the same. Like I said, it just depends on the quality of the the tape that was used for the LED kit, whoever installed it, or if they use glue. That's even the worst if they use glue, because now that almost becomes kind of very impossible, and you really have to go at it with the scraper tool. And the reason I'm not using a blade is because you definitely don't want to be scratching and cutting the plastic. So the plastic scraper tool works best for this location. All right, guys, so I'm gonna do that, and then you guys do the same, and then I'll show you what to do next. All right, guys, I'm already done scraping everything off. As you can see, everything is for the most part very clean and ready for me to stick a new LED light kit onto my bike, which I'll have a link in the description below of the new LED kit. All right, so besides that, all right, so this section I would say is the most easiest to get to for the LED strips. Now I'm going to show you other locations that could probably have LED strips. Pretty much the process is exactly the same on where other people may have put LEDs besides the back tail end. All right, so let me show you those areas. Okay, so those other areas, not really on the bike on my bike that I do it, but in other places that people install LEDs are underneath the swing arm. So if you make sure you check underneath there to see if there is any LEDs. If there is, go ahead and rip those off and do the same procedure that I just showed you from the back tail end on how to remove it. If you guys are wondering what that light is, that's my reverse laser light to give a line for people to stop and not be so close to my bike. Also, you'll see a little link up here to get to that video, or towards the end of this video I'll have a link for it so you guys can check on how to install that guy. So like I said, back swing arm is another location where people like to put LEDs besides the back end tail. Another location where people like to put LEDs are going to be on the plastics over here on the front fairings, which we are going to get to because I do have LEDs in here. So over here, a more easier location to also get rid of LEDs, which most people have, is going to be on the front sides. So on this area over here on both sides, and it's been known people to put LEDs underneath their headlight. Here's the headlight, and underneath here there will be a couple strips or pods to have LEDs. Another option area of where people put LEDs will be on the front fender. If you happen to have LEDs or not sure, go ahead and take a little look in there. If you happen to see some LEDs, go ahead and rip those guys out and you know, pull all the cabling out and everything as well. And then lastly, the other locations for people to put LEDs will be underneath the bike if the bike has a surface to do so. So let's look underneath the R3, and as you can see, I do have an aftermarket fairing. Not all fairings have a surface like this one to have LEDs. So if you have a bike, not necessarily R3, could be any bike, and it has a surface and it has LEDs, go ahead and rip those guys out. Even there's a little surface here. I have surface pretty much on the whole underneath of this bike for me to install LEDs. That's another location where people will install them. So you guys go ahead and take those out. So pretty much, guys, any location where you can possibly think to have an LED strip, just kind of check it out on your bike. You know, I do have LED strips on this because I do have the aftermarket R1 style tank. So I definitely for sure have LEDs in there because I installed them there. So, but for, like I said, for you guys, just kind of go around the bike, look around the bike, just kind of think of any place that you may see the LEDs. If the LEDs still work. If the LEDs still work, perfect, because as soon as you turn on the LED kit, you can actually see where the LEDs are, therefore you can remove it. But say you have an LED kit that does not work. That's the case on my bike. my LED kit does not work anymore. It lasted a good 5 years before it actually died. The original glow kit that I had bought from Auto LED Tech. So really good kit. You know, it was before its time back in the day when I installed it. No one ever see lights like that before. Auto LED Tech has came out with a brand new kit, which I made it into an LED kit. Again, link in the description below of all the parts you're going to need to do this particular installation. Not on this video, but on the glow kit video. But I'll still have a link in the description in this video if you wanted to check out the lights. Heck, I may even have a video for you guys. So yeah, so like I said, as you're pulling LED strips off, you just want to make sure that you clean it and prep it for a new one, or just clean it and prep it in general. Therefore, you will just have a clean bike. All right, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell about removing LED lights off of the bike. Again, guys, I just wanted to make this a very short video on how to do so. Like I said, I was kind of a little bit on the hesitant side. I'm turning on my my cool headlights over here. If you're wondering, Northside Customs is the name. Well, let me get out of the shot here. Okay, maybe let me get completely out of here. Well, heck, I can't even get out of my own shot. All right, there we go. How about that? All right, so if you're looking at Northside Customs, that is the name of my shop, my company that I go under to do custom headlights and LED glow kits here in Chicago, Wisconsin, and Illinois. All right, guys, so like I said, I just wanted to keep this video short on how to properly remove LED strips, and hopefully it kind of helps you guys out. If you know anybody that's looking to remove some LED lights, or you know, to prep for a new kit, share my video. It'll help me out for sure, because it gets more of my content out for you guys to look at, and it lets me know that you guys are interested in this kind of things. If you guys haven't yet subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, that way you guys are up to date with my latest videos. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you like the video, smash that like button and want to see more stuff like it. If you dislike the video, please hit that dislike button. Let me know in the comments below on why you dislike the video. All your comments, even though they're negative, it actually helps me grow. It helps me make better content and make better videos for you guys in the future. So I do take all that into consideration. If you guys want to contact me regarding work, you know, installation stuff, like I said, I do custom headlights, obviously, as you can see with these cool little guys here. Custom headlights and LED glow kits for all kinds of bikes. I would say most all bikes. Chicago, Wisconsin, Indiana. I'll have a link for my Instagram and my Facebook page down below. And thanks for watching.